is at the same time hot. And this is a topic that I'm going to present today is assessing learners' vocabulary knowledge. Most of us have been in bilingual schools. I mean, now we are in the Faculty of Languages, so we have to know our knowledge has to be high because we're going to be teachers and we need to know words, the meaning, the spelling, so many features that the English has. And this is what I'm going to talk about. This topic, I had to look for more information about it because in the article, it was a lot of information, but as I told you, I didn't get enough. I felt that I had to read more, to look for more information, and that's what I did. So, okay, the question here is how do we acquire the knowledge? Okay, obviously, as humans, as students, we acquire the knowledge through the time because when we are babies, we don't even know Spanish. So all we are going to we acquire this through the time. So this is why the English could be easy or difficult for us, depending on each person. Okay, the knowledge, as I told you, is acquired through the time, and we have to know features about all the words, all what we want to express. As an English learners, we hardly ever can produce a word intelligibly because we don't recognize it as we are supposed to do. Because this is not as easy as it seems. We have to spell a word correctly and pronounce it intelligibly. This means that we're not always in the mood in the way that it should be. Here we have the aspects of vocabulary knowledge. AVK. First of all, we have the pronunciation. The pronunciation could be difficult for many students that are learning English, but not only in English. I mean, so many languages have different sounds, different tones, we have to make even a voice to make it sound better. And the pronunciation is not as easy as we know. If you have noticed when I entered to this place, this faculty, I really was not as good as I think I am now because the words the sounds that I made were not the correct ones, and I have improved this through the time. Then the spelling is also something that we have to take into account because the spelling, as a speakers, Spanish speakers, we also have these errors at the time to write a word or pronounce a word. Maybe there are some words that are with B and we pronounce it we write it with B. So we need to be we have to be more specific at the time to spell a word only in English. Identifying words derivations. Sometimes we don't know how and when use a word, and this is a point that we have to take into account because it is, I think, so much important. And the next is words, grammatical functions. This is a little bit the same as the third point, but this is like we have to know all the language when we want to express something. meaning sense. It is, I think, one of the most important points here because the meaning is the more important thing that we have to take into account when we want to acquire new knowledge. Distinguish formal and informal words. This means that sometimes in English we have these words that are more used in the United States. Like here in Mexico, as native Spanish speakers, we have words that maybe in any other country in the United States that teach when they teach Spanish to their students, maybe they don't use the words that we use here. And knowing when to use them and when not to use them, we have to be punctual at this point because sometimes we don't use the correct words at the correct time, so we need to check that. Next. Problems that can be found. We can find so many problems here. For example, teachers with no experience, like us when we start to teach, may find difficulties at the art of supporting the students to improve their knowledge because obviously experience makes master. The reason is that assessing learners' vocabulary involves unpredictable cases and situations. This means that we don't learn in the same way. Teachers have to find a method that can use to their students and make them a better, make in them a better knowledge. Teachers need to know how to construct productive vocabulary in their students, and they determine how well the student can use the words in speaking and in writing. Okay, here we have the first method, gut field test, and this is an example. This one. In this method, teachers need to write a sentence, and they need to let a gap in the sentence, like here, and the students have to guess, have to write a word that makes sense in the sentence. For example, COVID-19 was infectious, and then the students can write many words, but only one is correct, and this word is the one that the students have learned into the unit they are. For example, in our case, when we are in class, we have our books, and we learn new words. So these sentences have to do with the current tense or topic that the learners are learning. This is the first gap here. Productive vocabulary level test. This is basically the same, but the teachers will give us letters. For example, we have COVID-19 is an infectious. That's only 3 words that has to be spread worldwide. Expected answer is disease because this word is supposed to be learned because we have learned this through the unit. The next one is vocabulary knowledge scale. Here, the teacher is going to give us a word, and we must find a synonym of this word. Or instead of that, we could write or say the word in our native language. For example, in our case is Spanish. So hi, we could say contract, engage, or in our language, contratar. For example, my favorite soccer team. And then we have to say an example. For example, my favorite soccer team hired or contracted a good player. And with this we practice we improve maybe our knowledge by thinking about possible answers. And in sentences, here, as our classmate did, we have to say a word, and then you have 20 seconds to prepare a sentence, and then you say it aloud. Basically, it's that. Context dependent collocation. The teacher gives us a paragraph with some quotation, but wrong quotations. We have to think about any other quotations that make sense in the paragraph. For example, this example, instead of solve, take, instead of fantastic, nice, no, crucial or important, and instead of nice, big or major. And my conclusion in some facts is that those methods are not for all the students. Teachers may recognize which method is the best since it's applied in class. And it says a friendly and promote formative assessment. And that's it.
Bravo.